Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna place a nuke to replace the hive that died. It's May 24th, and my other hive that lived, they've only been out of the hive really for a couple of weeks. So long winters here in Star Valley, up at 6,600 feet in the mountains. So this is an 8-frame nuke, so it was a couple $100, but it's got 4 frames of good brood, and it's a guy I really like down in Logan, Utah. So I drove a few hours this morning and picked it up early. I've never worked with this hive before, so I'm just gonna put everything on. Oh, I forgot to get the smoke. Come over here, Ed. So we've got the base from the hive that died, and we'll just put that right here. I want that to be on a little more level. Trying to get the cardboard below to catch on fire. I gotta get a new smoker. So the bummer is he didn't seal this very well. The bees got out while we were trying to, some of them did. So I'm hoping most of them are still in here. Where's that smoker? This is the hive that died. I have a set of frames. There's a set of frames here And I had him look at them just to see if he saw any signs of disease or anything. And he said, no, they look fine. Looks like they just didn't cluster well, and they just kind of froze, like they were hanging out doing their thing and then froze. So. Oh, Annie?
Yes?
Or Matt? Where's Matt?
He left. Can I do anything?
I need him to go bring me that other box with frames sitting in it.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good. I thought I had an empty box out here. And I don't. Seems like every time I go to place a nuke, I make an error. And this is the error today. So someone will comment and go, "You're an idiot." And I am, I guess. I knew I was forgetting something, and it was my empty box. It's sitting right inside the garage with some frames in it. The idea will be, and I don't know where my good tool is that has a hook on it. So, this is going to be fun trying to pull these up and out. But I've never gotten a nuke box with 8 frames in it, so, and a big, heavy, full hive like this. So my other tool has a hook, and I can hook these things and pull them right up, and it's just really slick. So I'm going to try and do that with this thing. I don't like this tool. It's just harder to work it. There's a lot of bees in there. Where's that frame that I had you guys carry out? This frame has some good honey in it from the hive that died. So I'm just going to slide it in there on the edge. So that's where they store honey. We're just going to carefully work these over and just try and keep our eye out for that queen in case she is. Yeah, look at all that brood. Come up closer. See all that capped brood? There's just tons of it. He said he had a really strong queen laying in here. She's unmarked. There's a ton of brood on the other side too. So. She's unmarked, so sometimes they'll paint a little dot on her. There's always the chance the queen could fly off the frame, but no, it doesn't really happen. Lots of good brood there. Lots of good brood there. The queen's bigger than the workers and nurses, and so usually you can spot her climbing around. So the idea of a nuke is you have a laying queen in there already, and it's just kind of up here where we have a short season. It's good to have a queen going. I'm hoping those are drone cells. Looks like that's what they are. So with our short season, a nuke, because there's brood in there, you know, there might be anywhere from 9,000 to 15,000 cells with eggs in them, and about to hatch, and so within a week or two, your hive doubles or triples in size if you get a nuke where there's a laying queen in there. And so that's what I bought from this guy. I'm not taking too much time looking for the queen. And she could be anywhere. She could crawl around underneath on the bottom to go to the other side. Did you bring me that other box, Matt? And then go grab that black sled. Start sweating, my glasses slide down the end of my nose. Can't push them back up. Try not to jostle things too much. Oh, there's the queen. Right there. Okay. Looks like a bunch of the brood might have just hatched. Come on. These glove fingers are a little too long and they get... They fit normal when I'm not sticky fingered, but as soon as I start handling too many frames, they get long on me and get caught. Yeah, there's not as much brood as he had suggested, but I see a bunch of eggs and various stages of bee growth, so that's good to see. Okay, so that hive is set, and I can dump these out or just set them in the front. Let me get the other box ready to pop on. So this is all stuff I should have done beforehand. And I want most of those other frames on. These were the frames that I didn't like so much. They were not very developed, and so I had set them aside and then just forgot to bring this box. What I'm going to do is set this box here. Try not to kill any bees. So come film in there. You can see them all in there. I'm going to dump this box in after I get my frame sorted out. 8. So I'm going to put these two on the outside. For no reason. Oh, this might be my warped box where I can only fit 9 frames. We'll see. And then I'm going to dump these. And then I'll pick those frames and just drop them in and cap it and be good to go. Oh. is that? I thought that box was one piece. So most of those drop down in there. I'll set this out in the front so the rest can make their way into the entrance. Then we'll start setting these. Emmy, if you want to help me carry these over. Try and knock any grass off. Oh, I was going to clean these up a little bit. Just knock off a few of the dead bees so they don't have to do it. Will you bring them to me?
Yeah.
2 at a time, and I'll just clean them real quick and place them.
This.
Boxes are getting old enough that they warp just slightly and they don't sit just right. Probably need to order some new boxes this year. I think this is the box I went to 9 frames just because it's warping. Those clean. Normally I have these all cleaned up already. And I haven't set them in the grass.
This one just has some on the one side.
This box is really warped. I like my other tool. I'm used to hooking it and just pulling things into place. A few of those bees, I mean, they're literally just kind of like the hive just froze one day. I think I need at least one more. You can tell they were storing some of the sugar off that I put in the winter box up top. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Perfect. And the bottom hive is literally 80% full, and really 100% because the 2 I put on the edges are full of honey from the last hive. So the queen should work up into this second brood box over the next few weeks, and they're well underway. I'm going to set this in front of the entrance too, so they know to go right in there. Now I'm going to put the 2 tops on, and we're done. Huh?
How do they get in?
In the front entrance. I haven't been putting a reducer on the last 2 seasons because the hives have been so strong, but that one looks kind of weak, so I might go get one. Usually there's just a steady stream of whatnot. Let me, I don't want to mess with this one too much. But I do want to take that sugar water box off. They never touched it. This hive, for some reason, has never touched the sugar water. But they've gone 3 years now. They didn't touch the patty either. I put a pollen patty in there just to see what would happen. See if they'd eat on it, and they did not. No interest in it. Interesting. We take, oh, never mind.
Do you want me to take the sugar off?
When we're done, we'll take those. We put that strap in the sled. Where's the wood top? Matt, is there one of those flat wood tops like I just put on here in the garage? I'm gonna set this right here just so those other bees don't come in here for any reason. I'll be right back. You can stop. Oh, there it is. It's up inside. Are you videoing?
Yeah.
I found it. Let's put that back on there. We'll just let them do their thing. I do need to open up this hive. I'll probably do it in a week. It looks like they're strong, so I'm not too worried about it. This has been going 3 years, but I need to see if that queen, if they've re-queened over the 3 years. I haven't noticed that they did, but she wasn't marked 3 years ago, so I don't really know. And I don't get in there very often. I kind of went to a let them do their thing approach, and this thing gives me 5 gallons of honey each of the last 3 seasons, and it just survived its 3rd winter. So I'm very pleased with that. And that looks like a strong start to a hive. They're going back in that box there. I don't know. Interesting. I hope the queen. I don't think so. I saw her on a frame. I'm 99% sure. So the guy I got these from keeps 300 hives in Logan, Utah there. And I asked him, that's his side thing. He's a construction guy. And he's been taking them down to California. There's a bee broker in Central California that sets up with almond orchards. California produces tons of fruits and vegetables and almonds and nuts for the US. Like, it seems like the majority of our stuff comes there. Anyway, so he brokers with all of these different beekeepers in the Intermountain West, and then in the winter they truck their hives down there. So he pays $3,000 to have a semi come from these orchards and haul he keeps 300 hives, and then the broker takes a small bit of that, but he gets paid every April. He has to make sure that 300 hives are alive and go into the orchard and pollinate, and then he picks them up and brings them back for the summer. I think April or May. I said, how much do you get paid for that in April for those 300 hives? He said this last year, and he brought up his phone, was $50,000. And he said there might be $3,000 to $10,000 in costs there on whatever, and he probably loses 10% of his hives in the moving them down there and bringing them back. But obviously it's well worth it. And then he makes side money by selling nukes that he puts together, selling individual queens that he raises, and so on and so forth. And then he sells honey at the end of the season. So it's a fairly lucrative profession if you're interested in doing that. I'm not. I'm doing it for these field trips and for a little bit of honey. So anyway, sorry about all the mess at the beginning. Normally I have my operation a little more dialed now after 5 years, but I forgot about that top box. I was initially thinking I was just gonna do the lower box, but it all went well, and that hive should thrive. This one 3 years ago, if I go back and watch the video, we had a little bit of running back and forth as we tried to sort it out, and it took off and it's doing really well. So we're down to our last few jars of honey for the summer, so I keep giving them away to everybody. That's it.